welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Dakota, and for today's video I'm going to be talking about my Disney College Program application process. Now, I wanted to make this video for people who are thinking about doing the college program or just want to know what the application process is like, because I know that whenever I figured out about the Disney College Program, I was so intrigued by it and I wanted to know more, and so I watched a bunch of YouTube videos and I found them really helpful. So just a disclaimer, this video is solely based on my experience alone, and the tips I'm going to give you are things that I think helped me throughout the process. And if you would like to know those and know my experience and just learn more about the whole application process for the Disney College Program, then keep watching. So applications for the Fall and Fall Advantage 2019 program dropped on January 22nd. I, however, did not apply right away. I waited because I just wanted to make sure I knew everything about the program and how I would manage school and the program, because I am taking online classes still through my university. And then I just wanted to make sure that I was fully prepared going into this application process. So I actually ended up applying on February 13th. The first step for the application is the initial application, which is basically it's like filling out a work application. You give them your name, your school, your past work experience, and then it's going to ask about your availability. And to work at Disney World, you need to have open availability for the college program. And yes, that means holidays. So you want to make sure that you click that little check mark, yes, for that you can work on holidays, because if not, you're probably not going to get through to the next part, because that is a crucial part of the Disney College Program. And then they're also going to ask you if you would rather prefer to work in Walt Disney World, Disneyland, or either. I was more prone to work at Walt Disney World just because all my family's on the East Coast, and also they have the dorms program, which is kind of like if you're taking online classes like me, it can give you a little frame of time for you to get your classwork in, but that time is not given. There's only certain spots and stuff like that. I don't know how it works. I haven't done anything for it yet, so as soon as I find out, I will try to get something to let you guys know about that. But I was really keen on doing that and staying in Walt Disney World, so I just chose Walt Disney World. I was kind of nervous that it was going to affect my application because I wasn't open to both. I was like, oh my goodness, is that gonna cause any issues? But it didn't. So I don't think it matters whether or not you choose Walt Disney World, Disneyland, or both. I don't think it has any effect on your application. In fact, I'm 99.9% sure, because I've heard other people mention it too. So for me, it didn't matter. And then after that, they're just gonna ask about roles, and those are just kind of things what you would like to do at the park. Now, they're going to have 3 different things. You can either do you're most interested in, somewhat interested in, or not interested in. And I had 5 most interested in ones, and that was merchandising, because I have the most experience in that, and then character performer, character attendant, attractions, and then the Bibbidi Boppidi Boo Boutique. And then all the other ones I kind of put somewhat interested in, and then I had 2 low interest / not interested in, and that was kind of custodial and bellhop. So just because you put that you are not interested in something doesn't mean that you're not going to get it. Whatever they assign to you is the role that you were offered. Now, you can choose whether or not you want to accept that role or decline that role, but if you decline it, then you can't apply to the program again until the next application drops. That's basically it for the initial application. Once you send that in, you'll kind of get an email saying, thank you so much for applying to the Disney College Program. And then some people hear back and get their web-based interview right away. That was not the case for me. I was very fortunate, actually, and only had to wait a week for my web-based interview. So I got the email on February 22nd for me to fill out my web-based interview, and let me tell you, I was so nervous. Mainly because it's kind of timed, and anything that's timed, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna have enough time. And these questions, they give you like 20 seconds to answer a question, and I probably take 20 seconds just to read the question because I read it like 3 times for it to just process in my head like what is going on. And I was just so nervous. I know I messed up on 2 questions. There was one where I just completely ran out of time, and so it was like, boop, went to the next question. And there was one that I chose like completely disagree instead of completely agree. And I was like, oh no, this is it. Like, I'm done after this. Like, I didn't pass this. And it's kind of tricky because there's like some questions where you're like, oh yes, like that's the answer. But you're like, but does it make me sound like too like cocky or whatever? Or does it make me sound like too like, you get what I, like, in your face, whatever. And I was just like, I want to seem like I'm human, you know what I mean? But also know like what Disney wants at the same time. Because there was this one question, and it was like, you always have to be on time. You can put like strongly agree or strongly disagree, or like somewhat, or like neutral. And I put like somewhat agree just because things happen. Like, you don't know, there could be a car accident like on the road, and so there's traffic everywhere, or your car could break down, and you just never know what's going to happen. So I did put that. So I think it's good to just kind of like, yes, think of it as in what would Disney want, but also think of it as in like you're still human. And then after your WBI, I don't know if it's like waits for you to schedule a phone interview. I think it's either just pass or fail. Fortunately for me, I did pass, and so I scheduled my phone interview, and my phone interview was scheduled for March 1st, which is kind of like, I think it was like about a week after. And to prepare for that, I just kind of watched YouTube videos, looked up example questions online. And during my interview, I did have 3 papers out on my desk, and all it did was just have like little bullet points about like my previous work experience, the roles that I was interested in, and like all of my experiences that I've had at Disney World. Now, when my interview first started, I was kind of taken a little bit off guard because I was expecting questions about previous roommates and experiences that I had with roommates, and I did not receive any of those questions. So I was kind of like, does this mean like that I'm not really gonna like, that I'm not gonna get through? Like, is it over for me? Because every single interview that I watched had questions about roommates, and I didn't. So I was like, oh no, this probably isn't good. And then my interviewer also asked a lot of questions about my previous work history, which I expected, but they were almost solely based on that. So I kind of felt like I was talking in circles. And then finally we moved on to like what roles I wanted. And she didn't really ask about like my top roles except for attractions. And then she asked for character performer if I was going to an audition, which I was. And then she asked about roles that I put somewhat interested in. While I was answering questions about my previous work history and the roles I was in, like the roles that she asked me about, I made sure to implement Disney's 4 key factors, which is safety, courtesy, show, and efficiency. I just made sure to like answer a question like, oh, at TJ Maxx, we make sure to keep the line moving at an efficient like manner. Or whenever I was a camp counselor, we would make sure that the kids would get to their location safely. And whenever they were at the pool, they were all being safe and following the rules. And then whenever she asked about attractions, I made sure to implement safety a lot there. And then I just made sure that at like TJ Maxx, we always like treat our customers with like courtesy, and we are respectful and all this and that. So just make sure to implement those into your answers, and I think they'll help you a lot during the phone interview, because I feel like that's what helped me a lot. Also, during my interview, I made sure to keep like a very enthusiastic energy. I feel like they love to hear that. They love to hear that you're like very interested in everything that they're saying and that you are very upbeat. So just make sure to maintain like energy and enthusiastic positive vibes throughout your interview, and I feel like that will help you a lot. At the end of your interview, the recruiter will ask if you have any questions, and you always want to make sure you ask questions just because it makes you be more engaged in the conversation, and it shows interest and it shows that you actually care. Now, the 2 questions I asked my interviewer were what she liked most about working for the Walt Disney Company and what kind of classes the college program has to offer, because there are seminars that you can take while you're there. And then at the end, just make sure to thank them for their time, because that's very respectful, and don't forget to say their name. Now, I kind of forget my interviewer's name just because it was a while ago. I know that probably sounds really bad, but I forget. Sorry. But just always make sure to thank them and repeat their name to them. So after my phone interview, I was kind of freaking out. I didn't think I did as well as I could have done. I thought I definitely could have done better. I did feel like I was talking in circles, and I just was like, it's okay. Like, I'll just try again next time. I probably didn't get it, but it's okay. Like, I was kind of disappointed, but I was like, it's fine. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. But the next day, I had to put that all aside because I had my character performer auditions. Now, I was extremely nervous for this because I haven't done anything like this since high school, and I haven't even taken like a professional dance class since, I say professional, you know what I mean, like instructed dance class since 8th grade. So I was extremely nervous, but it was so much fun. Like, the first thing we did was the kind of like across the floor was like a little parade march type thing, and then after that there were cuts made. This is actually a really funny story. So during my audition, we were doing cuts, and my number was 11. So she's going through, and if she says your name, you stay, but if your name isn't called, you have to go. And so she's going through, and she gets to number 10, and she's like looking at her phone, and I'm like, oh gosh, like, she's not gonna say my number. Like, she's like, there's probably a big huge gap, and she's reading to the next number. And then she's like, hold on, my phone isn't working. And she goes, 11. And I was just like, oh my gosh, thank goodness. It was so relieving, and I was so excited because I didn't expect to make it after the first round at all. So it was so unexpected, and just like so, I was like, I felt accomplished, you know? So then after that, we got our pictures taken and everything, and we moved on to the more advanced dance round. So to do a character audition, I would say that you do need some dance experience. It will help you a lot. It's good to know like the basic steps. So then after we did the main dance portion stuff, some people stayed, some people didn't. I was not one of those people, but that she said that doesn't mean that you're like not in consideration or anything. So I went home. I didn't think much of it. I was like, okay, that was a fun experience. Like, I would so do it again and all this and that. And then I was just like, I'm not even in the program yet, so I still have to worry about that. But thankfully, again, I was very fortunate, and I didn't have to wait that long at all, because on March 5th, which is just like 3 days after my audition, I got an email telling me that I did get into the program and I was accepted for quick service. So I was really excited for that. I was so happy. I was calling my mom, calling my Nana, telling my friends. I was actually in class, so I got to tell a couple of my friends that were in the class with me. I was so excited, I couldn't wait. But then it gets better. So a couple of days pass, a couple of weeks pass. I get this email, and it's telling me I have a role update. I'm like, not thinking much of it. I asked like my friend who did the college program. She's like, oh yeah, that's nothing. I was like, okay. So then I get it again the next day, and I was like, well, maybe, like possibly could it be that I got a character performer position? So I opened it, and it told me that I was a character performer, and I was just so excited. I'm very nervous though, because like I said, I haven't done a lot of like acting since high school. So I don't know, but it's exciting and it's something new, and I can't wait for it. Like, I get to be a character performer in Walt Disney World, and I'm so excited. Overall, I'm feeling really grateful for this opportunity, and I can't wait to see what Walt Disney World has in store for me. and I can't wait to bring you guys along with me because I'm definitely gonna vlog while I'm there. And if you have any questions about the application process, whether it be the initial application, the WBI, the phone interview, or even the character audition, just leave a comment down below and I'll be sure to answer that. And if you want to see more videos, give this video a thumbs up again, and then just leave any suggestions down below. I'm open to anything. I'm really sorry that this is probably not the best quality. The lighting in my room is really bad. I'm not used to like sitting down and talking to a camera, so I'm probably like talking all over the place and really fast. But I'm just excited and nervous, and I can't wait to share this with you guys. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.